I wanted to share one more experience while things are relatively quiet in my house. Um, so, another experience I had to do with a dream. And I've had several of these experiences, but um, I've written them in a blog, but I, I wasn't sure if I should keep them quiet or not for a long time. And so I'm just sharing these smaller, basic ones. But so this is, well, maybe I'll share three of them, three little ones. So I had been working on like uh, meditation. And the only reason I was working on meditation wasn't for any spiritual experience or gain or anything. I was just trying to cope with anxiety and stuff. And so I started doing it because I felt that it was evidence based, and I read a lot of research on meditation, and believed that it helped to and it did in a lot of ways help me at work and stuff. Just I work in a high stress ICU as a nurse, and so yeah, I was using meditation for those reasons. But what I started noticing is after I would get off work and go to sleep, I would keep my fan on upstairs, and I would have earplugs in, and I would have these weird dreams. Like I had a dream that somebody chased me out of a restaurant with rebar like the metal, and I came downstairs after waking up, and my daughter comes up to me and she has a piece of rebar in her hand, and she tells me that she was out jumping on the trampoline, and it was like a property marker, and she had jumped off and cut her foot on it. So these weird correlations started happening. And then another one, I had a dream that I was uh, playing catch with a major league baseball player, and I'm like in a bullpen and we're pitching, or he was pitching to me. And then my son at the time, he was like 6, and he only played baseball this year. So he's 11 now, but he was like 6 at that time. And we had like one of those little plastic mitts, and it was like always in his toy box somewhere. We never had played catch. And I dreamt about that, playing catch with that baseball player. And then I came downstairs where the kids always stayed when I'm sleeping after work. And my son comes up to me and goes, "Dad, can you play catch with me?" So that was another one where I'm going, whoa. And I wasn't putting it together that it had to do anything to do with like opening my mind and meditation. And I think it has to do with, as time has progressed and I've thought about it, I think it has to do with not being pulled by every emotion. Like when you're learning to not follow every thought, you're staying in the middle as the observer. It's like you suddenly have this a little more, it's, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just you have a little more awareness, I guess. Um, and so another recent one I put a fish video on there, but prior to us figuring out how to take care of the fish the right way, we sadly lost a betta fish, and then also we lost some minnows that we had got. And so what I ended up doing is I figured out how to do it, and then I seeded a tank and finally had the tanks ready and got new fish, and these fish are thriving. But needless, I mean, they were on my mind. So one day, like a month after having these fish doing well, I have a dream that I'm looking in the tank and there's only 3 of the minnows out of our 4, and I couldn't find it, and I reached my hand in the tank and picked one up, and in my dream it was dead. But that again is interpretation. Like for example, the rebar thing dream I told you about, the baseball player. We are interpreting the symbols that we're seeing in our dreams, and so I was interpreting that occurrence as the fish was dead in my dream because it couldn't be found. And so, anyways, I come downstairs after, and this was during sleeping after work. I come downstairs. My son walks right up to me and says, "Dad, I haven't been able to find the fourth minnow for about 10 minutes." And so, as he puts his hand in the water, that was the exact picture I had in my dream. But we found the fourth one, and he was alive. So, um, but anyway, those are some cool experiences. Again, those weren't things I was seeking. I was more looking to not. I was more looking to learn how to meditate for um, peace of mind, dealing with stress, coping with the my work environment, um, and so, anyways, I just thought that might be some some cool stories for you, and I would love to hear any stories that any of you have because they're encouraging. So, okay, take care.